Okay, this is the last video this week. Now, the previous video was pretty darn complicated. Do you think so? I mean, let me know. We'll see how you guys do with it. But this one should be a little bit easier, and you're going to have a little bit more choice in what you do to demonstrate. We're dealing with evasions. But like with so many of these videos, first we're going to introduce a new type of footwork. It's a variation on the lunge movement called a traverse. Let's take a look. Now we remember that a lunge was designed to deliver an attack. That's why we start by extending our weapon, and then the weapon pulls us into the lunge movement. Then we can recover. A traverse is a method of evading an attack. It's a type of footwork we use to get out of the way of an attack. And we do it by simply lunging offline. And there are many different directions that we can perform a traverse. We can perform a traverse, for instance, 45 degrees on either side, facing in front of us. We could traverse horizontally, 90 degrees, to our left or our right. We could traverse 45 degrees behind us on either side. We could even traverse 180 degrees behind us. The only direction that we're really not going to traverse is right in front of us, because then it would be a lunge, moving straight into our partner's space. And if we're not delivering an attack, that's not a very bright thing to do. So let's take a look at some of these traverses. So let's start with a traverse 90 degrees to our right. I'm going to move my front foot 90 degrees to my right, pushing off from my back heel, and it will look like this. Now, I have moved my entire body to point online in that direction. And as I move, I am evading. So I'm leaning this direction as if a blade is swooping down over me, and I am getting out of the way of that blade. And I'm taking my weapon with me here. Okay, and then I can recover by pulling on that back knee, and I come right back into en garde position. I can also traverse 45 degrees to my front right. Here we go. Again, everything is pointed that direction, 45 degrees to my front right. Recover. And now I can traverse to my front left 45. I'm going to take my back foot and push off against my front heel into what's known as a passing lunge. But now I'm going offline, so it's a traverse to my front left 45. I am leaning as I evade, making a straight line from my head to my toe here, taking my weapon with me. Then I recover and return to right foot forward en garde. I can traverse to my left 90 degree. Here, evading and recover. Now, if I was to traverse to my rear 45s, and that's the traverse that we're usually going to be doing, I don't want to completely turn my body away from my partner. I do not want to traverse like this, where I'm facing away from my partner. That's one of the most dangerous things you can do, both in a real sword fight and also in competitive fencing. If you've seen any competitive sport fencing, you'll know that the only part of the fencer's body that's not really protected is the back of the neck and the back of the head. Which is why the number one safety rule is that you're never, ever, ever going to turn the back of your head towards your partner. You're exposing a very, very open, fragile, and important part of your body that if it becomes injured, it could seriously impact your life or result in death. So we never want to turn ourselves away from our partners. So instead of pointing totally offline in that direction, I'd like you to cheat a little bit. Now I'd like you to actually point your front foot in a 90-degree angle off to the side so that you can maintain eye contact and stay somewhat pointed online towards your partner. And then we can recover here. So a rear left 45 traverse looks like this. Here, so I'm pointing 90 degrees to the side even though my body is moving 45 degrees away. I recover. And I can do the same thing in my rear right 45. Here, now my front foot and my front knee is pointing 90 degrees to the right. I'm still evading, and then I can recover. I can also traverse 180 degrees behind me. And here, again, I am not going to turn all the way around. I'm going to cheat. My back foot is at a 90-degree angle, and I'm staying pointed forward towards my partner here. And then I can recover. Now, we just did all of those traverses with right foot forward. We can also do them with left foot forward. So, starting here at my rear right 45, traverse, and recover. Right 90, traverse, recover. Front right 45, traverse, recover. Front left 45, traverse, recover. left 90, traverse, recover, rear left 45, traverse, recover, rear 180, traverse, recover. So those are all of my traverse options. Now we're going to use those as part of evasions. First, I'd like you to repeat after me the following 5 steps. Ready? Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. Let's say it together now, those 5 steps. Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. One more time. Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. One more time. Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. That is the order of steps that you must follow when performing an evasion, whether you are the one attacking or you are the one evading. If you do not follow those steps, an evasion can be very dangerous. If you do follow those steps, evasions can be one of the safest maneuvers that you do in stage combat. But you have to follow those steps. Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. Now let's demonstrate this in action. The first type of attack that we are going to learn to evade is simply a duck attack that will be evading a head cut. So I start in an en garde position making eye contact with my partner. That's our first step, eye contact. Now I need to move into my preparation position. The prep for a head cut is going to look like this. I am weight shifted back. My sword is all the way up here on level with my head. It's very, very high. It's pointing up in the air. This tells my partner and the audience very clearly that I'm about to do a head cut from my right to my left. I do not bring it down here. This is not the same as this. Keep your head cut preparations nice and high, because the next attack we're going to be doing is a waist cut or a belly cut, and that's going to be down here. And if you're somewhere in the middle, I don't know what you're doing. So it needs to be binary. Either up here or down here, nothing in the middle. Keep it safe. High. Now I also need to start somewhere else. I cannot start in the preparation position. I need to start in an en garde position and then move into that preparation position so that my partner knows when I am ready to attack. If I start here, my partner has no idea when I actually want to attack. So I don't go into that preparation position until I am ready. Now once I'm here, I am waiting. Because just like with the rule that the person that is moving backwards moves first, the person that is doing the evasion always initiates. I am not allowed to attack until my partner begins to evade. And some of you guys are going to try and cheat on this. And it's not just the attackers that are going to be at fault here. A lot of people like to wait on their evasions and play chicken with their partner and dare their partner to attack them thinking, oh, I got to make this look really real, and I'm super fast, so I'm going to wait until my partner starts to attack me, and then I'm going to start to evade. Don't do that. Do not do that. You are teaching your partner a very bad habit that is going to get both of you in trouble. The evader always moves first. The attacker is not allowed to proceed with an attack until the defender begins the evasion. Do not play chicken. Do not test each other. Do not do it. The evasion moves first. Okay, so now let's take a look at the evasion and what it looks like. If I'm being attacked with a head cut, I am first going to duck like this. And then I'm going to pass back. Then once the attack has happened, then I can recover by bringing my body back up. Now it's extremely important that the very first thing I do is to move down. I do not start to move back and then duck. Because once my partner sees me start to move, they are free to start the attack. And so if I don't get out of the way immediately, I run a risk of getting hit, or it's going to really screw up what my partner does. They're going to freak out, they're going to move their blade up high, they're going to slow it down. It can ruin an entire fight sequence. So you have to get out of the way first. So the first thing I do is duck. And you need to duck quickly, completely, without second-guessing yourself or stopping. Totally get out of the way. If you fail with any of those things, you might get hit. So when I say completely, I mean you don't just duck part way. I mean you go all the way down. So there is no chance of you getting hit. If you don't duck completely, then you are going to encourage and teach your partner to start swinging away from your body. And that will make it look so stupid. And it will be your fault because they don't want to hit you. So you have to duck completely. You have to do it quickly and without second-guessing yourself. If you start to flinch or jerk or go down and then only go part way and then come back up, you're going to get hit. You move quickly, completely, without second-guessing yourself. And then, once you have moved, you stay there until the attack completes. If the attack does not complete, you do not recover. Because if the attack doesn't come, and then you stand up and say, why doesn't the attack come? You're going to get hit. You stay down until that attack comes. The fight does not proceed until the attack completes in that regard. Now, one other thing. We also have this sword, usually, in our hand when we're performing evasions, and we need to take that sword with us. It would be very bad to try and do a duck evasion like this. By sticking my sword up here, my sword's going to get hit, and that is bad for both of us. So I have to take my blade with me. So far we've got eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, and then recovery simply returns us to an en-garde position. Now let's take a look at the attack. The attack needs to move through the target. And my target was my partner's head. My partner's head is no longer in that area, so I am going to maintain eye contact with that target. I am not going to keep eye contact on my partner as they start to duck and look down at them. If I am looking down at them, my sword is going to want to go where my eyes are looking. Very dangerous for my partner. So I maintain eye contact on my target. I start by making eye contact with them. That's my target. They move out of the way. My eyes stay on target. And then I'm going to cut through, just like a fishing line cut, by dropping my blade parallel to the ground and swinging through, pronated. But I'm not going to do a fishing line cut. Instead, I'm going to cut all the way through. Now, it's very important that just like we said before, we do not change pronation to supination on the attack. So I do not cut through with my hand supinated and then change it to pronation because it feels more comfortable to end like this. That's bad for so many different reasons. So first off, if I swing like this and twist and end up with my hand pronated, number one, my hand is now pointed away from my partner. I have left myself wide open. Instead, I want to maintain a threatening stance by keeping my sword pointed towards my partner. And if I refuse to change the pronation or supination of my hand, my sword is naturally going to come to a stop, pointing at my partner like this. So I cut here and end with my sword threatening. Now, number two, I do not want to twist it because if I twist it, there's a chance that if I get parried, I'm going to be parried here on the flat of the blade instead of the sharp of the blade. But also I'm not telling the story that I'm cutting. I need to cut my partner, so I need to show that I'm cutting with the true edge of the blade. If I twist it, there's a big section of that arc where I am not cutting at all. I'm slapping with the flat of my blade, and I don't want to do that. Now the third reason, fifth, I don't know. The big reason, this is safety reason. And if I do this, if I twist, there's a good chance that my blade will start to roller coaster up and down. Now, if it goes up on a duck evasion, that's not unsafe. That's just going to look stupid. But if I do that on a belly cut, now all of a sudden my sword is going right up into my partner's face. So we keep the true edge leading the motion, and we do not change pronation or supination on the attack, only on a preparation or a defensive movement. Okay, so let's take a look at all that together. Here we go. Left foot forward, eye contact. In fact, say it with me. Ready? Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, and and then recovery. We both recover together. Let's take a look at it from the defender's position now. Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. So those are head cuts, and we can do them both from right to left and from left to right. If we're going from our dominant side to our non-dominant side, our hand is supinated. If we're going from our non-dominant side to our dominant side, our hand is pronated. And we do not change it. Now we can also apply this movement to belly cuts. So this is the preparation for a belly cut, and this is what a belly cut attack looks like. And again, preparation on this side and attack. Now again, I need to keep my blade pointed forward, threatening. I do not rotate to a different supination after the attack. I do not point my blade behind me. I keep it forward. And I am cutting right through my partner's waist. I am not cutting up at their chest. I'm absolutely not cutting up at their face. Not down at their knees. I'm cutting right through the waist. Now here's the evasion for a belly cut. An evasion is a jump back. It looks like this. Here it is again, jump back. And I remove the part of the body that is being cut, which is the stomach. So I poke my butt out, removing the stomach. I'm also getting my blade out of the way as well. I don't do an evasion like this with the sword in front, because then my hands and my sword are going to get hit. I can either choose to evade with my blade down and behind me, or I can choose to evade with my blade up and above me, as long as I don't point it in front of my partner's face. So I can evade like this, or I can evade like this, but never like this, and never like this. Okay, now also, I want you to notice what I'm doing with my feet. I'm making a jumping movement that is equivalent to 2 passing steps back. The feet are crossing. And in the Dueling Arts International Organization, we distinguish between a leap and a jump. And the definition might not be what you think. This is a leap, equivalent to 1 passing step back, and this is a jump. The difference is that on a jump, my feet cross. On a leap, my feet do not cross. And the evasion that we're going to use for a belly cut is going to be a jump back. So let's take a look at this from both the attacker and the defender's perspective. Here we are, left foot forward. Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. Now they're going to attack us. Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. Simple. We can do those both right to left and left to right. The evasion is always the same. Jumping back, equivalent to 2 passing steps back. Now, let's get to those traverses. There's one more type of attack that we can evade, and those are diagonal cuts. And there's 4 of them. So, we can do a diagonal attack high to low, from our right to the left. So, here is the prep, here's the attack. From left to right, high to low, here's the prep, here's the attack. We can also do low to high diagonal cuts. From right to left, here's the prep, here's the attack, and from left to right, low to high. Here's the prep, here's the attack. In all 4 of those cases, we are always cutting with the true edge of the blade. High to low, cutting with the true edge. Low to high, cutting with the true edge. And our target is the center of the chest. Not the face, center of the chest. It's like we're trying to trace a giant X that intersects right there at the sternum. They're, of course, going to move out of the way. So when we spot that target, we don't follow it. We keep our eyes on the space where the target was so that that's where we cut through. Okay, so now let's take a look at the evasions. You may have already guessed that we're going to use traverses to evade. Let's start with the high lows. So, imagine that my partner is doing a high to low from their right to their left. So, you can kind of see the back of them facing you. It's going to cut, boom, like that. It's going to cut from my left through my torso to my right. high to low coming this direction. Their right is my left, cutting through here. So I'm going to traverse in that direction to get out of the way. And the default choice is traverse to the rear 45s. I traverse like this, and I make my body diagonal. That way, their cut goes diagonally right above my body. So I make my body diagonal here, their blade cuts right down like that, just above where my body is. And I take my sword with me so that I don't hold it up here where it can get hit. I either bring it with me this way or I let it trail behind here, but never here. And if I go the opposite direction, meaning they are cutting from their left to their right, meaning my right to my left, I'm going to traverse the opposite direction, again making my body diagonal so that they have this nice smooth target that they can just sweep that blade right along. So let's take a look at those from both the attacker and the defender's position using the 5-step evasion process. Here we go. Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. Now the other side. Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. Now let's take a look at the traverses. We're starting by going to traverse rear left because the blade is coming from our left. So eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. Eye contact, preparation. Now it's coming from that side, so we need to make ourselves that diagonal by going to our right. Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. Now let's take a look at the low lines. For these, the traverses are going to go in the opposite direction. I'd like you to imagine that a diagonal cut is coming from my low left up to my high right. This is my partner's right to their left. It's my left to my right. I need to make my body into this diagonal shape so that it goes right up along that line above me. So it's going to look like this. A low to high, right to left. I traverse here and recover, and I traverse here and recover. So let's take a look at the low line diagonals. From the attacker's perspective, eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. Now from the defender's position. Eye contact, preparation, evasion. Oops, sorry, my feet are in the wrong position here. They're going to be coming from that side first. Yes. So let's swap our feet here, okay? Yes. No, they're going to be coming from that side. I need to swap my feet. They're coming here. So they're doing right to left. So we are here, right foot forward. Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. Now, as you can see, it can take a little bit of thought to imagine this in your mind to figure out where you are and what you're doing. So here's a couple pointers to keep in mind. The attacker is always going to be passing forward, and the attacker will be cutting from the side that they are stepping forward with. So if I start left foot forward, that means I'm going to be cutting from my right side, right to left, because that is the side that I am stepping from. If I start right foot forward, I'm going to be cutting from my left, because that is the side that I am stepping with. So keep that in mind as you plan what you are going to do for this assignment. So now here's what I'd like you to do. I would like you to choose 3 evasions. We've done a whole bunch. We've done 2 head cuts, we've done 2 belly cuts, and we've done 4 diagonal cuts. So that's 8 different cuts. Choose 3 of them. You're going to talk through them. You're going to start by telling us what the evasion is. For instance, this is a high to low, right to left diagonal. Or this is a left to right belly cut. Or this is a low to high, left to right diagonal. And if you're doing a diagonal, you need to tell me if it's high to low, or if it's low to high, and is it left to right or right to left. You need to tell me both pieces of information if it is a diagonal. If If it's a head cut, you need to tell me if it's right to left or left to right. Same thing with belly cuts. So you need to tell me all that information. Then you are going to talk me through the 5-step process, first from the attacker's position and then from the defender's position. And you're going to do that 3 times for 3 different evasions. So let me give you an example. I'll do a high to low, right to left diagonal. I will do a left to right belly swipe, and I will do a low to high diagonal, right to left. Low to high, right to left diagonal. So a high to low, right to left diagonal, a left to right belly, and a low to high, right to left diagonal. Let's take a look. First, high to low, right to left diagonal from the attacker's perspective. Eye contact, preparation, I made a mistake. Ready? Here we go. I'm so excited. Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. Now I'm going to do that from the defender's position. So, diagonal, high to low, right to left. It's coming from that direction. Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. Now we're going to do a left to right belly cut from the attacker's perspective. Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. Now from the defender's perspective. Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. Now we're going to do a low to high, right to left diagonal from the attacker's perspective. Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. Now from the defender's perspective. This is coming from that direction, so I'm going to be traversing away. Eye contact, preparation, evasion, attack, recovery. And that's it. You can, of course, choose any 3 that you want. Show us both from the attacker and the defender's perspective and talk us through every step of the way. And that's it for this week. Best wishes.